Are you hiking alone? That was one of the things you shouldn't say to a thru hiker, and today we're gonna discuss a few of those. But before I can delve into this here subject, I need a cup of coffee for that. So let's go get one. If you're new to this channel, welcome. My name is Julianne, also known as Roadrunner, and in 2022 I thru hiked the Appalachian Trail from Springer Mountain, Georgia to Katahdin, Maine. Alright, now before we do get started, y'all, you can say whatever you want to say, whenever you want to say. I believe in the freedom of speech. First Amendment, woot, woot, woot. And we all know that on YouTube nobody really cares and is really exercising their right to free speech, because anybody and anyone at any time is gonna say whatever they want in the craziest way possible. So I'm cool with that. But some of you actually care about hikers and thru hikers. And if you are a thru hiker, or if you're just a hiker and you come across a thru hiker, there might be some things you don't want to say. And that's what this video is about. And that's only if you care. It doesn't matter. You can say whatever you want, but expect certain reactions if you do say things that might be a little bit weird. So the first thing that you should probably not say is, what's your tag number? And the only reason why you shouldn't say that, because it usually is accompanied by some sort of superiority or some sort of competitive behavior. We've come across people ask us, what is your tag number, or in conjunction with, when did you start? And it's not really a problem, somebody asking you what your tag number is, but usually the next thing that people say, oh wow, like my tag number is 500,000,000 and I thought I was slow, right? It usually is a question that annoys us because we have had experience with other people kind of make us feel bad about what the tag number is. So if you don't know, on the Appalachian Trail you do get a thru hiker tag, and they put a number on it based off of when you did start. So like my tag number was 1078, I believe. And so everybody gets a different tag number, and of course tag number 2000 would mean that that person started behind you. So as we're hiking and there's a person and they say, what's your tag number? And then we say 1078, and they say, oh wow, my tag number is 3500. And then they just look at you. And it's kind of like this non-spoken understanding that they are faster than you. And who gives an F, right? Who cares? But like, honestly, it's just an annoying question if it's accompanied with this weird follow-up statement. If a section hiker or a day hiker asks us what our tag number is, no worries, it doesn't really matter. It's not like it gives us away or anything like that. It's a normal question. But when another thru hiker asks that question, it's just like, it never fails. So anywho, what's your tag number, or when was your start date, is usually an annoying question when it's followed up with a statement of, oh yeah, I started in April. Oh, you started in March? Weird. So yeah. Another thing that we get told, and that's usually more like online, right? Like the armchair hikers, or the Facebook warriors, or the YouTube trolley-molies, they just have this thing that they like to say to thru hikers, and that is the following thing. Well, you've been hiking all those miles already. What are a few extra miles into town gonna do for you? Like, for real? So what they're trying to say is that, well, you like to walk, so why aren't you just walking into town? Why do you have to get a shuttle? Why do you have to hitchhike? Like, what is that? That's not a real hike. Exactly. We've hiked so many miles. The last thing we're gonna wanna do is hike empty miles, and that's what we call any kind of hike or any kind of mileage that's not on the thru hike. And that's just, I don't even know what else to say to that. It's just a stupid comment. You're essentially answering your own question. You've hiked that many miles, what are a few extra miles gonna do for you? A few extra miles are gonna be hard, and we don't wanna, and they're empty mileage. And like, yeah, that's all I got for that one. And number 3 is one of those things and one of those questions that triggers a lot of women. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about this. And that is the question, where are you camping tonight? Now, this question is weird if you just come up to another hiker and that's the first thing they're going to ask you, right? Or this question is weird if you get the heebie-jeebies from them and they say, where are you camping tonight? And this question usually is also in conjunction with, are you hiking alone, right? Like, I mean, I don't know if are you hiking alone is really ever a good question to ask another hiker, whether you are a thru hiker yourself or a hiker. It just, again, it really depends on the situation and the communication you've had with each other, right? So if you are a brand new person and you see a thru hiker and you go, are you hiking alone? And where are you camping tonight? It's just a weird question. We don't want to answer that question. It just seems suspicious, you know? But if you are hikers that have met each other along the trail, or even thru hikers, right? Like you get on top of some sort of view and you see another thru hiker who you've never met before and you start communicating with them and talking to them, and the interaction's pretty positive and you're having a good talk with each other. And then the next thing they ask, well, where are you planning to stay tonight? Me personally, I don't have a problem with that question, especially after having had a good conversation with a person. I mean, like, what else are we talking about as thru hikers? We talk about food, we talk about the distance of hiking, and we talk about where we're gonna camp. Like, I don't know, like, why a lot of women get so triggered by that question. I do understand if it's just a random question from a random person, but if it's a bunch of thru hikers talking to each other, like, we don't have anything else to talk about with you know, unless they're part of a family, then we have other things to talk about. But like when it's just another thru hiker and they ask, where are you planning to camp tonight? It's not a weird question. It's like, oh, well, where are you planning to camp tonight? Because like, I only saw this location. Are you planning a different location? Do you know something better? It's kind of just like talking to each other and communicating and talking about plans. I mean, that's what we're supposed to do, right? We're supposed to be a team and we're supposed to let each other know about cool spots. So yes, it's a weird question to ask if it's just at random and in a creepy way. Also, the intonation's weird, right? Like if you say, where are you camping tonight? That's weird. But if you're like, hey, so like I'm planning to camp there, like where are you planning to camp tonight? That's not a weird thing to ask. So yeah, but as a section hiker or as a male hiker, do keep aware that asking this question, another woman, I don't know, some women do get triggered, so don't be surprised if we act weird and we're like, oh, I don't know yet, I don't know when and where, I haven't even looked, like I have no idea, you know, I mean, that might be kind of the reaction that we'll give you. The fourth craziest thing to say to a hiker, whether it's from another thru hiker, but it usually comes from section hikers, armchair hikers, Facebook warriors, but it does come from like people who are not thru hikers that come across thru hikers, right? So this is the thing that everybody will tell you, and the most annoying thing to say is just wait until the whites, just wait until southern Maine, just wait until Mount Katahdin, just wait until Pennsylvania. It's an annoying thing that people say, and every time somebody says, just wait until, I mean, don't be surprised if you get an eye roll. It's just something that we hear consistently while hiking, and it's annoying. Now, I understand this does come from maybe a good place of a person wanting you to be prepared, wanting you to be warned, and no, I really sincerely, I do appreciate that. It is just fear-mongering to its core. Don't you think we've heard about the whites like 50 million thousand times already? We don't need to hear again and again, just wait until the whites. I mean, give us some realistic feedback. You know, like one time when I got into southern Maine, I came across a day hiker, a section hiker, and he was legitimately like the best. He just said, well, you know, Maine is not really that bad. There is a few sections. Here's a section that might be a little bit more difficult and this, but also kind of look at this this view, this is a really good view, not every hiker goes to. I mean, he gave me some really great intel, and it wasn't from the play, oh, just wait until the whites. Again, just this wait until is almost like, well, I accomplished it, I'm so cool, or you don't even know what you're hiking. What, you hiked 1,800 miles? Who? That's nothing compared to the whites in southern Maine. I mean, like, we are prepared, we get it, we know. Try to give us something like that works. Try to give us something that makes sense. Give us some really great intel. We really appreciate good information. What we don't appreciate is fear-mongering. I mean, I've said to people, like, just wait until Katahdin. And then I catch myself and I go, oh my God, I just did that. I just totally did what everybody else did to me. Katahdin is tough to climb, but instead of saying just wait until Katahdin, say, the first part of Katahdin is easy because you're under tree lines. Then as soon as you hit tree line, you've got this crazy rock scramble that's gonna be like vertical uphill, and it's pretty frightening. There are a few spots that it really feels like you're gonna fall off, but as soon as you hit that spot, then you have a straight on walk to the sign. I mean, that would be greater feedback. Just saying, just wait until Mount Katahdin is just not the right thing to say. And I had to definitely catch myself saying something stupid like that with regard to fear-mongering. So try to avoid saying it like that and say something more productive, maybe, I don't know. And the fifth and last thing that you should avoid saying is something that a lot of people use totally in a way that it's not supposed to be. So like, hike your own hike, right? So the concept of hike your own hike is that you're supposed to just hike the way you want to hike. You should hike the mileage you want to hike. You want to go into town that you want to go into town. Don't try to be as fast as other people and then get injured. The concept of hike your own hike is just a good concept, and I definitely tried to stick to that during my Appalachian Trail through hike. But saying hike your own hike as an answer to another person pretty much just means you. And let me explain that to you. If somebody comes in blaring music on a speaker and another hiker says, man, that's kind of disrupting the concept of hiking, the person will just say, hike your own hike. And it pretty much just means F you. Like, that's literally what it means. It doesn't mean they are taking accountability for being annoying. Or like if they drop a orange peel, which a lot of leave no tracers get all triggered by that, and they say that you need to pick up the orange peel. And you tell a person, hey, orange peels aren't really that biodegradable, whatever the word is, biodegradable. And then somebody's go, hike your own hike. It's pretty much means like, mind your own business, right? Or when somebody says yellow blazers are not through hikers, I get hike your own hike. It's like, hike your own hike? What? Yeah, hike your actual hike. Like, don't skip sections and get in a car. That's not hiking, that's literally driving. So when somebody says, well, hike your own hike to yellow blazing, it just means F you, mind your own business. Like, saying hike your own hike as an answer to another statement means F you, and it's not really like an appropriate thing to say. You should probably take accountability for something, or, have a conversation and say, you know what, I really disagree with you. Let's have a conversation about why I disagree with you, instead of just using hike your own hike as an excuse to be as inconsiderate as possible on trail. Anywho, that's the 5 things not to say to a hiker/through hiker. And thank you so much for watching. If you do enjoy this kind of content, please do hit the subscribe, like button. That kind of stuff really does help the channel, even though it's super annoying that you keep hearing this from every single YouTuber, but it does help. I'm at around 7,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for all the people that are watching me. I would like to get to like 10,000, and I do have a secret goal that if I end up someday getting to 50,000 subscribers, I am going to hike the entire Pennsylvania section again. And if you know me, you know that I said I'm never gonna come back to the Pennsylvania section. But I will! If I hit 50,000 subscribers, girl, I'm gonna hike that whole Pennsylvania section again. I'm gonna do it. I promise. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. See you soon.